Hi, girls. So I wanted to talk about doulas and my decision on what I think I want to do for this labor and delivery. I thought maybe it was a little early to look into this, but as I actually tried to find a doula, I found out that they're booked 6 to 7 months before the birth. So I'm right on time. Actually, about half of, well, not half, every doula that I talked to actually spoke with so far was unavailable except for one, and I'm actually really excited about her because one of the doula that I wanted is pregnant, and the doula that she referred me to is her doula. So if if a doula trusts this woman to be her doula, then I'm guessing she's really good. And she has several kids of her own, and I talked to her today, and she seems really nice and everything like that. So I'll kind of tell you why I decided to get a doula. I don't know. I'll just kind of get into what they do and things like that. So I know a lot of people, especially on YouTube, who are mommy vloggers, do the natural childbirth or the home birth and things like that. And as much as I would like a home birth, it's just not an option for me because I'm a high-risk pregnancy. I'm at risk of needing a transfusion after I give birth. And not only that, but the baby is not necessarily at risk of needing a transfusion, but can carry my blood disorder, and they can have jaundice and things like that. So the baby also needs to be watched closely after birth. So yeah, a natural home birth is just not an option at all. It's not even something I let myself think about. So then outside of that, I was like, well, last time I was in labor, my family showed up to the hospital right when I got induced, okay? Like, I got induced at 6 in the morning or 5 in the morning. But, you get there, your paperwork and everything. The induction didn't start till about 6. My family got there at 8 a.m. and I got there at 6 a.m. So they were in for a long day. And, my mom was like, oh, well, if you get the epidural, you'll dilate faster and things like that. And so I kind of felt like I was not on my schedule because I felt bad that they're all out in the waiting room waiting all freaking day for me to have that baby, Okay, sorry, I just imported my weekly vlog. So, yeah, so they were waiting for me all day, and I felt bad about it. I got the epidural right after my water broke, and I was in natural labor for probably about 4 hours, and then they broke my water, and Pitocin contractions got terrible, and, I was just like, give me the epidural. Hey guys, I'm just adding this into the vlog about why we are choosing a doula, but I didn't have it initially in here because I wanted to talk with my husband first to see how much he was okay with me saying. So, and if you're family and you don't know this about Mike, we've kind of kept it quiet, but I don't know. He's not like ashamed or anything, and he doesn't mind if people know. It's just he doesn't like advertise it. But he has Asperger's, and he has a very mild case of it. But he has a very hard time reading any nonverbal communication. So last time I was in labor, I got my epidural really early. So there was not much he had to do for me except to sit in the chair next to me. And he went to get me a popsicle a couple times because I could feel my sugar dropping, and that's all that they let me eat. So he would, go find the nurses and get that for me if I asked. But I'm going through this naturally, and personally, I get very quiet and kind of go within myself when I'm in pain. And he just doesn't know how to respond to that, how to help me. And that's where the doula is really going to be able to help. And just to show him like how to just how to help me. But I asked him, if I could share that with you guys, and he said yes. So that's really the only thing that is kind of affected by the Asperger's is just his ability to read nonverbal cues. And sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes he takes things literally. So, like, for an example, he was rubbing my feet the other night, and pretend this is the foot, like the top of the foot and the bottom of the foot. I said, "Can you rub the bottom of my foot?" And he rubbed, like, from here, your, like, toes down, on the bottom. But this part of the foot. And he didn't understand I meant, like, the underside of my foot. So just things are taken very literally. And when I'm in a lot of pain, I'm not going to have the patience to explain things. And I don't want it to be a situation where I'm like, why don't you understand me? Like, I just want the doula to be able to step in and be like, here, I think she wants you to do this. And that is what I'm looking forward to. I'm really just looking forward to having someone be able to facilitate him helping me, because I really do want him to be my birth partner and to really help me through everything, but I don't want to have to explain myself when I'm in pain, because I'm just not going to be in the mood to do that. So so that's a big contributing factor to why we are getting a doula. Now I'll let you watch everything else I recorded from here on, but I just want to throw that in there since he said it was okay. So, and I thought I might not be able to afford a doula, so I did some research on how much they cost and things like that. And the cost of a doula is, in this area, I found anywhere from like $375 to $650 was the most expensive that I found. And this doula that I'm pretty sure I'm going to go with, her fee is $650. And you pay it over the pregnancy, so it's not all due at once or anything like that. So included in that fee, we have like the phone interview that we had today. Then if we think we're compatible, then we have a face-to-face interview where she'll come to my house, and she wants anyone who's going to be in the labor room, if at all possible, to be at that meeting, because she wants everyone who is going to be involved in the labor and delivery to be comfortable with each other. So she, definitely wants my husband at least the first interview, so he can meet her and he can help make the decision if that's the one that should be there with us. And then and that's free. That's like no charge. If you decide not to go with her, then you don't owe anything. Within 2 weeks, she wants a decision, because if you don't want her, then she'll open her calendar back up for another mom. And she'll do 3 prenatal visits. So throughout my pregnancy, she said one sometime this summer, one towards the end of the summer, and one in the fall. And that's where we're going to write the birth preferences and go over what I want differently from my last birth, what I want to keep the same, figure out what it is that I really want. And at 37 weeks in my pregnancy, she's going to go on call for me. And she said that means she's not going to travel any further than an hour away from her home. And she's not going to smoke. She's not going to drink. She's not going to do anything that could make her not be able to help me. And she has a backup doula that will go on call as well, so that if she can't for some reason attend, then the backup doula will attend. And she said she's missed one birth, and that was because of a death in the family. Once I go into labor, she wants me to call her as soon as possible to kind of put her on alert. She said at whatever point in time I want to meet with her, she will come to my house and help me labor at home. Then when she thinks we need to get to the hospital, then we'll go to the hospital. She thinks that, and it's true, the more you labor at home, the less interventions there's going to be to get your labor really going. And then, she'll go to the hospital with me, help me labor there. She'll stay with me through the entire labor and the birth and 2 hours postpartum. And then after the baby's born, she has 3 prenatal visits where she'll come out and check on me and see how I'm doing and the baby. And she's, certified in like not a lactation consultant, but she's certified to help with breastfeeding. So she, will help if needed with that. So it's a lot of time and services, I think, for $650. And I don't know if my labor is going to be natural. I know I want to try to labor naturally. I don't know how much support I'll have without a doula. So, because some people just don't get it. Like, why would you want to be in pain if you don't have to be? If there's an option for an epidural, or there's, you have options. And so I don't know. I just really think a doula is going to help me accomplish my goals and what I want in birth and be an advocate for me in the hospital. The hospital I'm going to deliver at, assuming I don't need antibiotics or anything in labor, you can have a water birth at the hospital. They have 2 rooms that have like the big bathtubs in the labor room, and then they have a shower in the bathroom. But you can labor in the water, you can give birth in the water. So that's kind of exciting. It's a nice thing to think about. That might be an option that I know would help with natural childbirth. So I'm hoping that when I go into labor, one of those rooms is available, because it's kind of like a first come, first serve. Obviously, women who are induced do not get that room because you're hooked up to an IV right away because of the Pitocin. But if you labor naturally, it's an option for you. So that's exciting that, that's even an option for me. So yeah, if you guys have questions about doulas, I'm kind of learning as I go, but it seems like the best option for me to kind of go about this naturally, to still have insurance pay for all the pregnancy parts, because if I saw a midwife, I wouldn't necessarily get the ultrasounds I need being high risk and everything like that. And midwives typically don't even see high risk patients. So, I have my insurance to cover everything else. I have someone to support me in labor and postpartum as well, and while I'm pregnant. And this doula is actually delivering another baby in the same month with my OB. So they know each other and they work together. So that's exciting too, that, they'll be comfortable with each other as well and know how to work with each other. So, and, I'm not worried at all about my OB and my doula getting along, because my OB is amazing and she's just so loving and supportive, and yes, and so is the doula, I'm assuming, because that's their job. So, yeah, but if you have questions, I can try to answer them for you. But that's just kind of what we're thinking and how we are probably going to go for this pregnancy and labor and delivery and everything like that. So, yeah, I just wanted to share my thoughts because I haven't seen a lot of videos about doulas. I've seen midwives and home births and free births and everything like that, but not doulas. So, and I will keep you updated on the process and everything like that. So, all right, thanks for watching, and feel free, like I said, to ask questions if you have them. Bye, girls.